Hi, it's Elise here at Bowman Library with a whole new middle grade book spotlight. So for this week, we are exploring a theme we did a long time ago. We're doing a whole part 2 of it because things do change. There's new stuff added. Yeah. We are taking a look at books that have been turned into something on the screen, whether that's a movie, a TV show, a limited series on a streaming platform. Like there's a ton of stuff on Netflix, Hulu, Peacock, I can't even name how many streaming services there are. But there are so many things out there that have been inspired based on middle grade books. So we have 6 we're gonna take a look at. There still was something for everyone here, so let's get started. Our first one is The School for Good and Evil. This is coming out on Netflix, like immediately kind of type deal. You might even get to see it before you get the book type deal. Yeah, so School for Good and Evil. So every 4 years in the village of Galvadon, 2 children are taken away in the middle of the night by a person only known as the schoolmaster, and they end up being students at the school for good and evil. It is there that one of the children will be schooled in the ways of good, honor, and beauty, while the other student is going to be schooled in evil, darkness, and villainy. When that night comes, Sophie and Agatha find that they are the chosen ones by the schoolmaster. Now, Sophie knows she's destined for the school of good, and Agatha is going to be going to the school for evil. But when they arrive, they find themselves being in the opposite schools, and they are put to the test in ways they never could imagine. If you love stories that take on traditional fairy tale ideas and turn them on their heads, this book does that. Now, I will tell you this is the first in a fairly lengthy series, so if you're looking for like some books that you know ahead of time you're gonna read, this is book 1 of that series. But if you love series, it is a great choice. Again, the movie is coming out on Netflix. Like, it might already be out by the time you watch this. Yeah, this is The School for Good and Evil. One of my all-time favorite books, and I will tell you this, I'm not a fan of books that are turned into movie. Not only did this book get me, the movie got me. The movie Hugo, so good. The invention of Hugo Cabaret. 12-year-old Hugo is an orphan who lives in a Paris train station in the 1930s. Ever since his father has died, Hugo has been obsessed with fixing things, especially this old automaton, which is like this, for lack of a better description, like a robot type deal, but this automaton has the ability to write letters, okay? Now, Hugo thinks if he can get this automaton working, it will write him a letter from his father that could save his life. He would know how to save his father's life. Needing parts though, Hugo starts to steal them from a toy store, but he's caught one night by the elderly owner and his granddaughter. Seeing Hugo's talent, this man decides to give Hugo a job repairing toys at a store. And Hugo slowly starts to realize that this man is more than just a toy maker, toy shop owner. This man is the famous filmmaker Georges Méliès. The two of them then start to help each other realize their dreams and passions for magic and filmmaking. This is told in both words and amazing drawings. Yeah, this book will hit you right in the heart. This is like this. This is the type of drawings I'm talking about. And guess what? This is done in pencil. I mean, an amazing story. I promise it is not nearly as intimidating as it looks because again, there's whole sections that are just told through these pictures. Okay, so there's a combination of words and pictures. I promise. An amazing story. Again, the movie, yeah. This is the invention of Hugo Cabaret. Another one of my favorites, Bridge to Terabithia, a classic. So one of my all-time favorites, Jess practices all summer that he's going to be the fastest runner in 5th grade. But first day of school comes, it's recess, they have this foot race that he has practiced for all summer, and guess what? Jess is beaten by the new girl, whose name is Leslie. So Jess does not like Leslie at first. I mean, she beat him in this foot race, does not like her, but soon finds out that they live near each other, and they soon start spending time together, and they eventually become the best of friends. They start spending their days in the woods behind Leslie's house, and they create this whole imaginary magical land and place known as Terabithia. One day, though, a horrible tragedy occurs which changes everything, and Jess learns that you have to receive strength and courage through your friendships. A must read for everyone. Even if you think you know the story, I will tell you the movie's quite different in some aspects than the book, but if you love the movie, you have to read the book. Even if you're not a movie person, totally read this book. This is Bridge to Terabithia. Flipped. So the first time Julie sees Bryce right before second grade, it was love at first sight for Bryce. But he just ran away, and that continued to be the pattern for years up until 8th grade. It's then that Julie, who's been in love with Bryce in 2nd grade, in 8th grade, it's then that Julie starts to kind of lose interest with Bryce. But ironically, it's then that his interest in her starts to increase. The two of them then start to see each other in different lights, and they start to realize that there's more to people than just their appearances, and the assumptions should not be made. This romantic book has humor, but also provides some heartfelt messages that anyone can apply to their lives. Now, this is told in alternating points of view, so you get Julie's point of view as well as Bryce's, and you will find yourself along for the ride with these two characters as they start to deal with their feelings for each other, and you'll see that their relationship evolve as they grow older. This is Flipped. Escape from Mr. Limoncello's library. So amazing game maker Luigi Limoncello has decided he's going to go back to his hometown and he's going to give back, okay? And how he's going to give back is he's going to build the town the most amazing, incredible library that people have ever seen. But he has to up the ante a little bit. When it's going to open, he decides he's going to offer a competition. And the 12 winners, okay, there's 12 winners. They win the opportunity to be the first ones in this library. So when our main character Kyle wins, he soon finds out that there is more than just being able to be in this library. He finds out that they're going to be locked overnight in the library in this incredible scavenger hunt, okay? And that the winner of this scavenger hunt will be the spokesperson in all of the commercials for the game company owned by Luigi Limoncello. Kyle wants that prize. Yeah, but there are others as well, and they will do whatever it's going to take in order to be the winner of that prize. So craziness and mysteries ensue as some competitors decide to work together, while others spend their time sabotaging each other's successes. This epic scavenger hunt will have you solving all of the mysteries right along with Kyle and the other characters. If you love mysteries, if you love trying to solve puzzles, scavenger hunt, guessing game type deals, you will love this one. I will tell you, this is the first in a series, and you do need to read them in order to understand all of the plot lines. Escape from Mr. Limoncello's library is the first. So again, if you're looking for a series, this one, every single book has its own scavenger hunt type plot. So if you're into, again, games, puzzles, that type of thing, totally check this one out, Escape from Mr. Limoncello's library. And our last one is The Watsons Go to Birmingham, 1963. So it's 1963, and the Watsons are living in Flint, Michigan, and Kenny, who is the middle child, sees his older brother Brian trying his best to become what his parents call a juvenile delinquent. So his parents decide what Brian means, what the solution is they're going to bring the whole family down to their grandparents in Birmingham, Alabama. The trip needs to be carefully planned though, because driving from the north to the south in 1963 was really difficult given the fact that they were African Americans. And the South at that time was segregated, meaning there were things white people could do that black people could not. There were places white people could go that black people could not, and so on. When they reached their destination in Birmingham, the family for some reason, somehow, comes together as they never had before. And Kenny starts learning things about himself, his family, his heritage, where he came from. And everything, though, is put to the ultimate test when the church that they are attending is bombed one Sunday morning while church is going on. This is based on true events. Like, the Watsons are not necessarily true. They're based on like a family would be at that time, but the bombing event is a true story. You will feel the power of family and how they play a huge role in everyone's lives. The movie is amazing. The book, incredibly eye-opening. Encourage you to at least pick up the book. If you're not a book person, please watch the movie. This is The Watsons Go to Birmingham, 1963. So these are 6 of the books that we have here at the library that have been adapted from a book to some sort of screen version, whether it's a movie or a limited series, TV show, etc. Yeah. So I encourage you to come on out, check out one of these, or we have tons of others that have been turned into the same type of formats. We can totally help you find those. And maybe one of these isn't exactly what you're looking for. I hope you tune back next week when we have a whole new little great book spotlight, and I hope you have an amazing week.